Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SUDWALA once again. Yes, my name is Lebohang. I'm going to be your guide. This is a direct tour that takes about 45 minutes to an hour inside. So most of the way is plain walkable like this, but towards the end we have two optional places. The first one we have a little bit of stairs, and the second one we're going to have to bend a little bit. But it is all doable, guys. You're going to see when we get there. So the routes are simple. You're more than welcome to take pictures and videos everywhere. However, we have some beds inside the caves, so in case you want to take a picture of the bed, please do not use the flash on the beds. But everywhere else you can use the camera flash, we don't have a problem. You can drink and eat, but no smoking of any kind is allowed when we're inside. Last but not least, we are asked not to touch calcium formations such as this one and the other calcium formations that will be showing you guys inside. As by touching them, I will be disturbing its growth. Other than that, we do not have too much of rules. So we're going to start with our toilet, ladies and gentlemen. This is our basic rock structure for this entire cave. We call it a dolomite rock. So this is a sedimentary rock that was formed about 2,500 million years ago during the Precambrian time period, when this whole low-filled area was covered with warm inland seas. So the dolomite rock today consists of three minerals. It has calcium, magnesium, and manganese oxide. But locally we call it the elephant skin because of this light gray wrinkled texture of an elephant skin all around the dolomite rock. But if you quickly follow my torch to the top over there, you can see some black marks underneath the rocks. We call these black marks soot marks. So these soot marks are leftovers by the bonfires that were built by the Swazi people. They used this cave as a refuge in the times of war in the early and mid 1800s. So one group of those Swazi people will hide inside the cave, and the other group will stand here at the entrance and build massive bonfires to try and get the smoke to go in and suffocate the ones who are hiding inside. But I'll explain who and who were fighting when we continue with the tour that other side. So this is our first calcium formation inside the cave. We call it the low-felt rock due to its appearance, but it's a combination of three formations in one. So we have the stalactites formations, they form from the top going down, and the stalagmite formations building from below going up, and it is partly covered with some flow stones formations over there. Our low-felt rocket is 14 meters in length, 2.5 meters in diameter, and it is 150 million years old. All these formations are still actively growing, depending on the amount of rainfall that we receive here inside the caves. The average growth of these formations inside our caves, they grow 2.5 centimeters every 100 years. So the rainwater takes 6 to 8 weeks to go in over here after every rainfall. And below the mountain, we are currently 6 meters from the rocks there to the top. And I'll be telling you guys how deep we are into the cave as we continue with the tour. But now, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly follow me to this audience to us here. You can follow me to this side. Alright guys, we are going to break down to this side. Guys, over this side we have some excavation. Came to search for the famous Kruger wrens back in the days. The reason being is because during the Anglo-Boer War, the Boers used this cave to store their long-term canyon ammunitions. That's why people thought they might have hidden those Kruger millions here inside the caves. But unfortunately, they did not find the Kruger wrens, as we all know. But they did find something much better, at least. They did find some bed droppings all over this place. So they ended up calling it the black gold because it's a very valuable fertilizer, also known as guano. So the next few years, they excavated about 2,000 tons of bed droppings and sold it as manures to the farmers all around the Crocodile Valley. And then there at the top, guys, we have our normal dolomite rock as I explained, but if you follow my torch, we nicknamed these three stalagmite formations the three praying nuns. But above our three praying nuns, guys, you can see some roots there at the top. So these are roots of a wild fig tree that is still actively growing there on top of the mountain. These roots have penetrated 11 meters through the dolomite rock in search of water there at the top. So in doing so, they increased the cracks. So when it rains, guys, there is a lot of water that pours in from the top. So stalactite formations can no longer build from the top because stalactite formations need slow dropping water. So because the water drips very fast, the calcium gets deposited down below on our tree praying now. But it is no longer in use because of the damages it has suffered from recent rains over there. So we had to close this small amphitheater because of that. But we have a much bigger and a better amphitheater that we are using for performances nowadays. I'll be showing it to you guys when we continue with the formation over here. There's a combination of the stalactite from the top going down, a very huge stalagmite going up, and that's our flowstone formation over there. Our screaming monster is 180 million years old, but we use it as a checkpoint for a 21-kilometer running race. We call it the race of the screaming monster, which you start running at the entrance of SUDWALA Lodge down there. So you run all the way up, coming up the stairs, turning on the screaming monster formation, going out with the Sabi Road, and then when you go a little bit, that's going to the N4, you will see a place called Mankele Adventures. That's where they end up, these 21 kilometers. So this year we had more than 500 entries who participated in this screaming monster race. So if you're one person who likes marathon, check us every April here. And then there, the top is another flowstone formation, the same as the gong that we're hitting at the entrance. So this one, due to its appearance, we nicknamed it the chocolate magnum ice cream. But the brown color, guys, is the mineral manganese that makes the formations in our dolomite cave to be different to pure limestone caves such as the Kengo caves and most history, which we started there at the entrance. So the story of those Swazi people who are hiding here inside the cave, guys, starts all the way from Swaziland. The king of the Swaziland people was called Sobhuza. So when he died, the rightful heir to the throne was a young boy called Mswati. He was 11 years old. He could not take up the throne to be the king of the Swaziland people. And then the decision was taken by the elders to say that Mswati's half-older brother called Somkuba will act as a regent until the young Mswati came of age, which is 16. But when that time came, the regent Somkuba had gained so much wealth and he refused to give the throne back to his younger brother. So they chased Somkuba from Swaziland and he stole 500 head of cattle from his younger brother and settled 10 kilometers away from these caves near the Crocodile River. So there were Pedi people who were local at that time. They told Somkuba of the existence of this cave. So he had this cave stored with food. So when the word came that Mswati's soldiers are drawing closer to his village, Somkuba and his followers of 3,000 in total retreated and hid inside the caves over here. So because it is pitch black, the soldiers were afraid to go in and attack the people inside. That's when they stood at the entrance and build massive bonfires to try and get the smoke to go in and suffocate everyone. But luckily that plan did not work because of the cracks along the dolomite rock. So there's a strong airflow blowing to the exit. So when they build their fires, the strong airflow will blow the smoke. That's how Somkuba and his followers always safe inside the caves. But they finally killed Somkuba in 1855. Then a surprise attack at his village by Mswati's soldiers. So King Mswati started to be the rightful ruler of the Swaziland people from then. So these are some of those old artifacts that we were using inside the caves back in the days. So we have the large clay pots, which was used by the women to carry water back in the days. We have the small clay pots. Alright guys, before we go through to our next stop, let's come a little bit closer to this side. Is there anyone who's afraid of snakes before we continue?
Yeah.
Alright, we 1, 2, 3 men. Okay, you have 3. So the problem is that we have just one snake. It's not the small one, so you don't have to worry, guys. It's just the big python. So please don't run. Yeah. So the thing is, when we touch it, sometimes it gets irritated and tries to attack. So in case it does that, you look at me. Yeah, stand like this. Don't
Are you
do anything.
serious?
Yes, it's just a big python, guys. Don't worry, I'll find it for you. Yes, I found it. You see my torch? Please don't run if it comes. You see my torch? Right all the way to the corner right there. I'm kidding, guys. It's that rock formation over there. That's our game python, ladies and gentlemen. We call that big. With the stairs. This hall has an excellent acoustics because the dolomite rock absorbs sound. So there's no echo of any kind that takes place in our dolomite cave. And when it comes to performing artists, we had the likes of the legendary performing back in the days, where the likes of Elvis Bloom, Mpumalanga Youth Choir, the likes of Nathaniel all come and perform over here. So the performing artists will be on the stage. And our audiences, we see 350 audiences comfortably all the way from the top over there. So when it comes to passages, Why me? Yeah. To apologize for the snake. I can try, but. Sin and his ways grow old, and all of my heart turned to stone, and I'm left with no strength to arise. How you need to be lifted high.
Wow.
If you were not gonna clap from here on, I'll be lying.
So is the devil making fire here? So what happens here?
Well, maybe when the Swazis were staying here, it was one. Like that light there, bringing the mist, we just had to take a picture out from the side, the light.
Oh.
Because when we take the picture close to the light creates this mist a little bit.
Okay.
Might they get eroded away in summer, build up in winter, get eroded away in summer, and then at the top, this side, the temperature decided is 24 degrees compared to the 18 degrees down below. This is the highest point in the entire cave, so this hot air rises to this side, humidity 100%. The second reason is because of our fallen nature from the wind. I think it's a polystellar type from the top over there. So we're not sure as to when or how it fell from the top, but it's been a very long time. So when it fell, it tumbled over and landed upside down. It's been growing as a stalagmite formation from below, as our castle has deposited, it will continue to grow. And then behind us this side, we have our Kentucky fried chicken corn over there. KFC drumsticks over there. KFC chicken wings and our streetwise 4 over there. Yeah, with some fries and it's this side coming up is much better. So there's not much of that rainwater going in now because of these broad colors formations that you see they've grown and closed up the roads over there. If not, we'll still be getting a lot of water pouring down over there. And this is our grandfather in the house, we call him Samson's pillar. Samson's pillar is a very huge stalagmite which is not joined much by stalactite. It is about 180 million years old. And it is still growing, depending if we get enough rainfall for this calcium to grow over there. So guys, we just have 2 more spots going down this extra speed. We're going to have to walk carefully. We're not coming back the same way, guys. It's dropping like that every day. So because the water drains every day very fast, calcium cannot stick just like Lot and Lot's wife. This lovely flowstone is being eroded away instead of growing. So we believe the Swazi people got most of their waters here in this well because there's always water available. Even if we spend months without rainfall, there is always water that is available over here. But the fun part, the Swazi people believe that by drinking the waters here inside the caves, the water was keeping them from getting old and also protecting them from sicknesses. What I'm trying to say, you might look young. Somewhere. And then behind us, guys, the top we can have some.